Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeff Newland in Mount Pleasant, Texas, for the what was going to be the 8 p.m. game. Game time looks like it's going to be about 8:45. As your new Diana Eagles have taken the field, they will be the home team this evening against the Redwater Dragons out of District 14 3A. On the hill to start the game for the Eagles will be number 13, sophomore Cannon Williford. Jacob Newland will take his position behind home plate. First base, Elliott Foreman. Second base, Hayden Thomas. Shortstop, Logan Simmons. Hot corner, Austin Kearns. Outfield, left to right. It's going to be Levi Green, Cole Sherman, and Peyton Brewer in right field. Leading out the ball game for the Redwater Dragons is going to be number 9, their center fielder, Jackson Minter. Minter takes a ball. 1-0. It's going to be a ground ball out to Simmons. Fields it, fires across the diamond, picked by Foreman for the first out of the inning. Good clean pickup and good pick by Foreman over there at first to secure the first out of the ball game. It's going to bring up number 5, Redwater first baseman Levi Johnson. Johnson with a smash but foul down the first base line. 0-1. I apologize for the audio in the first game. I had no clue that it was muting it seemed like it was muting about every 3 seconds. As that Williford off-speed pitch is cut on and missed, strike 2, 0-2. But I think we've got the problem corrected, at least for now. And if it doesn't work tonight, we'll go back to the podcast. Ball's going to be fouled back. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Well, we're going to have to go back to the podcast at home anyway because the internet is not very good in Diana. The 0-2. It's going to be a ground ball at second baseman Hayden Thomas. Fields it. Fires to Foreman. Out number 2. Bring up the pitcher tonight for Redwater, number 7, David McKeever. Eagles went down in defeat earlier tonight, or this evening rather, against Kilgore. Kilgore defeated Diana 11-7 as there's a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. That particular game saw 3 home runs, 1 by our own Elliott Foreman and 2 by Cole Bullard from Kilgore. As McKeever takes the ball outside. That's going to be a line drive. First hit of the ball game for Redwater. Right back up the middle. So with 2 outs, they'll have a man on. Bring up their catcher, Court Tittle. First pitch from Williford's a little bit low, ball 1. So we're just getting underway here in the top of the first inning. 2 outs. It's going to be a back-to-back singles for Redwater as Tittle singles out to left field. Moves McKeever down to second base. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 11, Andrew Willis. Eagle outfield is going to shade Willis to pull the ball as he fouls that first pitch back. 0-1. The 0-1. Strike two taken on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes on Willis. Fouled out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. As Willis bats here with 2 outs in the top of the first. Runners on first and second after back-to-back 2-out singles for Redwater. Last game to be played here in the Mount Pleasant tournament. As Willis continues to stay alive. Looking ahead to next week, New Diana will face Harmony again. Tuesday night at Donnie Tidwell Memorial. And then Friday, we've picked up a game in Crandall. Good pitch there by Williford. Newland tries to back pick it first. It's going to glance off of Foreman's glove. It's going to go all the way home for the first run of the ball game. Go down to Z2. As McKeever comes around to score the first run of the ball game. Tittle just gets down to second base on the play. And that'll be strike 3 looked at. Sometimes just trying to do too much. So at the end of the top of the first, Redwater scores 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, 1 man left. On to the bottom of the first. Your score, Redwater 1, New Diana 0. Moving to the bottom of the first inning, Eagles will be led off by their second baseman, senior Hayden Thomas. Redwater scratched across 1 run, unearned, courtesy of an error on our catcher. as Thomas steps in. McKeever on the mound for the Dragons. Gets ahead in the count. No balls, one strike. It's a little bit of a cool night here in Mount Pleasant. Thankfully, not a lot of wind. It's going to be strike two on Thomas. What little bit of wind we have had has been blowing from the south, so it blows out toward left field. The 0-2. Cut on and miss, strike three. So McKeever sits Thomas down for the first out of the inning. In will step the Eagle shortstop, Logan Simmons. First pitch from David McKeever is going to be lifted out into left field. Left fielder that drifted back just a little bit, and he'll come in to make the catch. Oh, with two outs, Jacob Newland come up. Newland was 1 for 2 last game. Scored a couple of runs and had an RBI double. Bats here with two outs. Swings at that first pitch McKeever fastball, fouls it back to the screen, 0-1. Newland lifts that one out of play. Down the first base side, quickly 0-2. Now as McKeever's pounding the strike zone. No balls, two strikes, two outs. Top of the first, nobody on. Bottom of the first, nobody on for the Eagles. The 0-2 is going to be taken low for ball one. Newland steps back in. Got a pretty big hole up the middle as the shortstop is shaded toward the third base side. Second baseman's playing deep in the hole in between first and second. So quite a bit of field up the middle open if Newland's able to find a hole. It's a long look in here by McKeever. Newland fouls that one into the first base dugout. As Newland's having words with the home plate umpire about the pitcher coming to a complete stop during his windup. He would be correct. Can't come to a complete stop like that. So as the catcher goes out to talk to the catcher, Court Tittle, and there we have it. The umpire has warned the coach that he cannot do that. So a little bit of Newland's leadership there and baseball IQ. One ball, two strikes. Fouls that one back. Counter remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. It looks like we could use the newly implemented pitch clock for Mr. McKeever, taking a ridiculous amount of time. Newland fouls it back again. It's important that Newland, who tends to wear his emotions on his sleeve sometimes, not overreact, stay a little focused here, stay in the moment. The 1-2. As he's going to be able to check his swing on that, and the count's finally 2-2. McKeever from the wine. The 3-2. It's going to be fouled off Newland's ankle there. It's going to get him on the right ankle. The umpire will go out and give him a second. Excuse me, left ankle. Inside of the left ankle. Newland goes through his pre-at-bat routine, gets ready to step back into the box against McKeever. The 3-2. Oh, it's going to be stabbed by McKeever. Newland tried to go back up the middle, but it's going to go down 1-3. So McKeever sets the Eagles down in slow but dramatic fashion. 1-2-3. Going to the top of the second. Your score, Redwater 1, New Diana 0. Top of the second inning. Cannon Williford comes out for his second inning of work. Redwater will be led off. Another number 6 hitter, the shortstop, Michael Nelson. Nelson takes the ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. It's going to be low. 2 balls, no strikes. It's going to be ball 3 high. So 3 straight balls to Michael Nelson to start the top of the second. That's going to be strike 1 on the inside corner. 3-1. Strike 2. Down the middle. Williford fighting all the way back here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if he can get the job done. The 3-2. Fouled back. It's going to be a ground ball to Austin Kearns. Kearns fields it. Fires to Foreman at first for the out. Going to bring up number 9. Also plays position number 9. Over in right field, Brody Johnson for Redwater. One ball, one strike. Maybe 2-1. Strike 2, taken on the outside corner. It's going to fill it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the first. Redwater leads New Diana 1-0. As that changeup's going to be cut on and missed for strike 3. Second strikeout for Williford in the ball game. Second out of the inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Connor Holland. Strike 1. Foul tip will be strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Williford trying to retire the Dragons here. 1, 2, 3. The 0-2. It's going to be in the dirt, ball 1. The 1-2. Strike 3 looked at. And Williford sets down the Dragons 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the second inning. Moving to the bottom of the second. Eagles will have due up their cleanup hitter, Austin Kearns. He'll be followed by Elliot Foreman and Cole Sherman. Eagle third baseman Austin Kearns will lead New Diana off here in the bottom of the second. Eagle third baseman Austin Kearns. As he takes the ball. 1-0. The 1-0. Outside 2-0. We have one dugout that's whistling, and we have the other dugout that's hollering. It's going to be a hot shot over to the shortstop. It's going to bounce right before it gets to him, so that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Eagles. As Austin Kearns leads off the bottom of the second with an infield single. And that'll bring up the big right-hander, first baseman Elliott Foreman. It'll be the first time we get to see McKeever from the stretch, who makes an unbelievably quick throw over to first base. Kearns is back inside. Another long look in. First pitch to Foreman. Going to be cranked past the third baseman. Kearns takes a big turn at second, but will hold up. So back-to-back leadoff singles for the Eagles. That'll bring up the Eagle center fielder, Cole Sherman. Sherman looks down at the third base coach, Bernie Martinez, gets his signs. Steps in the box. McKeever. As Sherman takes a ball outside. 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Nobody out as the Eagles were led off by Austin Kearns, followed by Elliott Foreman, both with singles. Runners on first and second. That ball's going to get past the catcher, go all the way to the backstop. Nobody covered home, so Kearns is going to do it again. Moves from second to home on a pass ball. Two balls, no strikes. You count on Sherman. It's going to be 3-0. The Eagles have tied it up here in the bottom of the second, courtesy of the hustle play by Austin Kearns. Very alert. It's the second time he's done that this season. Scored on a pass ball when the pitcher fails to cover home plate. Very alertly comes home. Ball four is going to go to the backstop again. So it'll be the second wild pitch of the evening for McKeever. As Foreman will make his way to third, and Eagles will have runners at the corners for the right fielder. And also DHing for himself tonight, number 3, Peyton Brewer. As we're going to have a meeting here as the Redwater coach will come out. Inning was started by Kearns with a leadoff single. Foreman followed him by hammering the first McKeever pitch out into left field. And with 2 men on, McKeever threw a wild pitch, then did not cover the home plate as it died at the backstop. And Kearns saw that alertly and was able to scamper home to score the first run of the ball game for the Eagles. And Sherman walked, and that's how we got to runners at the corners. As Tittle relays his defensive signs to the infield. In steps Brewer. Brewer, first pitch swinging, is going to foul it back. 0-1. Somebody down in that Eagle dugout's going to be hoarse in the morning. The 0-1. Sherman takes off for second. Throw goes down. Looked like they were going to try to have the play on where the second baseman comes in, but the throw was so poor that it went to the shortstop position. So that'll be 1 ball, 1 strike. Eagles now have runners on second and third. One ball, 1 strike. Excuse me, counts 0-2. Had it wrong on the scoreboard, and I trusted it. Brewer's going to foul that one back. Count will remain no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Here in the bottom of the second. The Eagles have already scored 1. Brewer looking to put the ball in play here and do some more damage. McKeever comes set. Going to be ball 1 a little bit high. It's Cannon Williford, tonight's starter, awaits on the on-deck circle. Brewer will foul that one back. Kind of remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Ball 2 outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Taken high for ball 3. Brewers work the count full for being behind early. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cut and foul tips it into the glove for the first out of the ball game. Excuse me, first out of the inning. That'll bring up the sophomore Cannon Williford. Williford will bat with 1 out. Runners on second and third. Just looking to put the ball in play, make something happen. See if the Eagles can take the lead with go-ahead run 90 feet away. Williford takes ball 1. The 1-0. Ball low. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. On the outside corner, taken for strike one. It's going to be cut on and foul tip. Even the count at 2. McKeever comes set. Kicks and fires. Fouls it back. The 2-2. Ball 3. As Williford doesn't offer at the curveball. So we've got the second consecutive full count. 3-2's fouled back. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the second. That's going to miss off the inside corner. And that'll load the bases for Levi Green. Green was 1 for 1 last game, had a single and a walk. We'll have a courtesy runner. Believe it's going to be Mr. Landon Hawley over at first base. Green bats with a 1 out. Bases full of Eagles. First baseman's going to come in and play in front of the runner. Third baseman's just on the fringe of the grass. Green takes ball 1 outside. 1-0. Cut on, fouled at the plate. Even the count at 1. Levi is the brother of Austin Green, junior at Texas Tech, starting second baseman. That's going to take the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. Austin, of course, former New Diana alum. Class of 2020, the COVID year. The 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2. Long look in here from McKeever. The 2-1. Ball 3. Going to be 3 balls, 2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As Green fouls that one back. Fourth consecutive 3-ball count. As Green cuts and misses. Not able to put it in play for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Hayden Thomas. Thomas will bat with 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Scores all tied at 1. Eagles have had runners at second and third with nobody out since Austin Kearns scored on the hustle play. As Thomas takes a strike, 0-1. Not able to make contact and put the ball in play so far in the bottom of the order. The 0-1. Ball in the dirt. It's going to be ball 2 outside. 2-1. Ball 3. So another 3-ball count. See if Thomas can do something with it here. Foreman stands 90 feet away. Sherman's out at second. Williford's at first. Holly's at first. That'll be an RBI base on balls for Hayden Thomas. As Foreman will come in to score, and the Eagles take a 2-1 lead. We'll have a pitching change as McKeever is done for the evening. Lasted an inning and 2/3. Gave up 2 hits, had 3 Ks, and 3 base on balls. All base on balls this inning. So it looks like number 5 is going to come into pitch, who is Levi Johnson. All 3 runners on base, of course, will be the responsibility of McKeever. So if you're just joining us, the Redwater Dragons scored 1 in the top of the first, and Eagles have answered back here in the bottom of the second. Excuse me. Yeah, no, that's right. Top of the first, they scored 1, right? Eagles have answered back here in the bottom of the second to take a 2-1 lead with Simmons coming up. Hoping to do some more damage here as Simmons flew out to left field his first time. The umpire signals 1 more warm-up pitch. As we're going to have number 25, Dalton Dwight, move over to first base. as Simmons will step in. First pitch, it misses high and away. Ball one. The 1-0. Same spot, 2-0. Simmons ahead in the counter. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. The fastball's cut on and missed, 2-1. Ball 3. It's going to dribble away. Sherman's coming home, and he's out. Sherman caught stealing home with Simmons in a 3-1 count. Newland following him. So moving to the top of the third, your score, New Diana 2, Redwater 1. Top of the third inning, Redwater is going to be led off by their number 9 hitter, second baseman Jaden Hanson. That is number 25 at the plate, so we've had some sort of change here. As Williford gets ahead of him, no balls, 1 strike. Williford quickly ahead, 0-2 now. To that swing and miss. Strike 3. So Williford sets the first man down. That'll take us back to the top of the lineup. Sherman thought he had a play at first, fired it to Foreman, but runner was comfortably on the bag. So with 1 out, it's going to bring up the pitcher, Levi Johnson. Johnson, first pitch swinging, grounds it back to Williford, over to Foreman for the 1-6-3 double play. That's going to bring the inning to an end. Quick inning there, courtesy of the double play ball. Going to the bottom of the third, your score, New Diana 2, Redwater 1. The Eagles shortstop Logan Simmons will lead us off in the bottom of the third. Simmons was unable to finish his at bat in the last inning as Cole Sherman was caught stealing home on the pass ball. That was a wild pitch. Johnson's first pitch to Simmons is outside, ball one. Ball's going to be lifted out into center field. Center fielder moves over to his right, makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Going to bring up the New Diana catcher, Jacob Newland. After a lengthy at bat, Newland grounded out to the pitcher his first time. Comes up here with nobody on. One out. He takes an off-speed pitch outside for ball one. The 1-0's low. It's going to be a strike on the corner. Newland lays off. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. Ball 3 high, 3-1. It's going to be ball 4 outside. So Newland will reach base with 1 out. We'll bring up the Eagle cleanup hitter, number 11, Austin Kearns. As I believe Trent Pepper's coming in to run for Newland. Johnson's pitch to Kearns. It's going to be a breaking ball that drops in there for strike 1. The 0-1. It's going to be well outside. Even the count at 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Kearns is going to pop that one back over the first base dugout and out of play. 1-2. We have been playing for just about an hour, and we're through 2 1/3 innings. And that was with a Cannon Williford 5-pitch inning last time. Kearns takes high and away. Evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Long look in here from Johnson. Had a lot of long look ins. The 2-2. Taken low. Be a full count on Austin Kearns. Also had a lot of 3-ball counts, too. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first. Kearns at the plate. Eagles lead 2-1. I think Kearns may have swung at ball four there, but didn't want to take a chance. Fouled it off. The 3-2. Going to be hit right back up the middle. Glanced off of Johnson's glove. He's going to be able to force out Pepper at second. So Kearns will reach on the fielder's choice as Pepper is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Elliott Foreman. Foreman singled and scored a run last inning. He takes a deep breath and steps in. It'll be a soft throw over there from Johnson. Kearns takes off. Throw's going to come down, but it's going to be late. It's going to dribble out into center field. Be a stolen base for Kearns. Pitch was called a strike as Foreman let it go by since he could see that Kearns clearly had the base stolen. I watched Redwater play two other games this tournament, and they didn't go this slow. So this is obviously some kind of strategy. It's going to be 0-2. As Foreman doesn't offer it that curveball. Was a quality take. Johnson checks Kearns at second. Foreman's going to lift that out into center field. Center fielder running over, tries to make the catch, slides, but it's going to go off his glove. Not sure what Kearns is going to score. Got a really late break there. Not sure if he thought the ball was caught or what exactly happened, but yeah, 2 outs. Should have been running anyway, but in any event, that'll be a 2-out RBI for Elliott Foreman. The Eagles lead 3-1. Sherman takes takes a strike high. I believe the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. Should be ball 2 high. Yes. 2 balls, 1 strike as the umpire is confirmed. 2 outs. Foreman on first after the 2-out RBI single. That one's going to be hit out to center field. Center fielder comes in again, not able to make the grab as he dives and the ball glances off of him. So that'll be back-to-back 2-out hits for the Eagles. And that'll bring up Peyton Brewer. Brewer was a McKeever strikeout victim his first time. That's for 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Eagles looking to do some more damage. That ball's going to get away from the catcher. Foreman and Sherman will both move up on the pass ball. So Brewer with a real chance here to start to blow this game wide open. You kind of had the feeling that that's the way the game was going to go. But as he takes a called strike one. Sometimes sitting at a ball game, you just get a feeling sometimes that it's just a matter of time before the Eagle bats turn on. So the 1-1. Well outside. Here comes Foreman. Going to score easily. On the second pass ball of the inning on Tittle. That'll send Sherman down to third base as the Eagles lead 5-1. The Eagles lead 4-1. Apologies, looking at the scoreboard. Brewer takes outside. Be 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Hard hit down the line, fair. That's going to score Sherman easily. Brewer rounds first, headed into second with the 2-out stand-up double. Good piece of hitting there by Brewer. Now the Eagles lead 5-1. That'll bring up Cannon Williford. Williford walked and was left stranded at second base his last time. Johnson's first pitch to Williford. It's cut on and missed. It's going to go underneath the catcher. Come back here on the MP logo as Brewer's going to trot down to third base. No balls, 1 strike. Be 0-2 as Williford fouls that one back over toward the on-deck circle on the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Eagles lead 5-1 as they push 3 across this inning so far. Going to be a ground ball down to the third baseman. Fires over to first for the final out of the inning. But not before the Eagles score 3 runs on 2 hits. 1 man left. 1 to the top of the 4th. Your score, New Diana 5, Redwater 0. We're moving to the top of the fourth inning. New Diana leads Redwater 5-1 in this late night battle. Redwater will be led off by David McKeever. McKeever was the starting pitcher for the Dragons. A single and scored a run back in the first inning on an error. Only run the Dragons have scored to this point. Really the only threat that they've had. He takes ball one. Swung on and missed. Even the count at one. Gonna be strike two. Swung on in the dirt. One ball, two strikes. As Williford kicks, fires, cut on and missed for strike three. And the sophomore hurler sits down McKeever for the first out of the inning. That's Williford's fifth strikeout so far. As the catcher, Court Tittle, is going to cut on and miss on a Williford heater. Tittle singled and was left stranded at second. Another swing and a miss. 0-2. The 0-2. It's going to be grounded into the third base dugout. The 0-2. Ball one. The 1-2. Cut on and missed. Be a drop third strike as Newland fires it down to Foreman to complete the second consecutive strikeout of the inning. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Andrew Willis. Willis was Williford's first strikeout back in the end of the first inning. Cut on and missed, 0-1. Fouled back 0-2. Williford quickly ahead here. The 0-2. It's going to be little dribbler. Looks like it's going to, Williford will let it roll foul and pick it up. So the counter remained no balls, two strikes, two outs in the top of the fourth. Cannon ready to throw his 34th pitch of the inning. Excuse me, yeah, the game. The 0-2. Fouled back. Fouled back off the light pole. There behind the third base dugout. The 0-2. Going to be another drop third strike, but Newland and Foreman again are able to complete the strikeout. So Cannon Williford sets down the the Redwater Dragons. 3 up, 3 down, striking out the side. Going to the bottom of the fourth, your score, New Dana 5, Redwater 1. New Dana will be led off by their left fielder, Levi Green, in the bottom of the fourth. Eagles lead 5-1. Johnson misses, ball 1. Ball 2. The 2-0. Ball 3 high. 3 balls, no strikes. As Green will get the free pass on 4 consecutive balls. And the Eagles will have the leadoff man on. That'll take us back to the top of the order. Number 9, Hayden Thomas. Thomas is 0 for 1. Did have an RBI base on balls his last at bat, as he cuts and misses at that first Johnson offering, 0-1. This Tittle's going to go out and have a word with Johnson real quick. As the shortstop and second baseman will do the same. Thomas steps back into the box, takes a couple of practice swings. Johnson tries to drop a curveball in there, but misses. It'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. As Coach Martinez relays the signs to his batter and his runner. The 1-1. Well outside. Thomas now ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Two one. In the dirt. 3-1. balls, one strike, nobody out. Levi Green led us off in the bottom half of the fourth with a walk. It's going to be ball four. As we'll have a visit from the Redwater dugout. See if we're going to make a pitching change, and I think that we will. So we'll take a quick break. All righty, I think we're ready to get back underway here. The bottom of the fourth, Eagles lead 5-1. Have first two men on. Logan Simmons will be the hitter. As we do have a new pitcher. Apologies there. It's going to be number 25. Dalton Dwight. As he comes in high with the first pitch, 1-0. Green's taking off for third. He's out. As the Eagles make the first out at third base. Well, looks like he it looks like on the head first slide, either going to guess that either he hit the bag or the brim of his helmet came down and then popped him in the nose, is my guess.
Hurry up, BJ.
Oh. Yeah, it's just because you're standing up. It's all right. All right, we're about to resume action here. balls, no strikes on Simmons. As we now have one out. Thomas the lone base runner now after Green was thrown out at third. It's going to be a hard shot. Foul down the third baseline. Foul by about 6 inches, I think. Just missed the third base bag there by Simmons. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Dwight set. There's a ball in the dirt, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. As Thomas takes off for second, it's going to be a called strike. Throw's going to come in, but plenty high. Three balls, 2 strikes now on Simmons as he has a man in scoring position after Thomas swipes second base. The 3-2. It's going to plunk Simmons in the back as he'll have a hard 90. I'm going to bring up Jacob Newland. Newland's 0 for 1, does have a walk. First pitch from Dwight. It's going to be a ball outside. 1-0. The 1-0. Going to be in the dirt. Thomas is going to take off for third. Ball's going to get away from the third baseman. So thankfully, the Eagles are going to be safe. If the third baseman's able to corral that, that's potentially going to be the second caught stealing of the inning for the Eagles. But as it is, Newland has runners on second and third now. With a 2-0 count, hoping to do a little bit of damage. Get a little base knock, a little knocky knock. As Dwight steps off. The word to step off came from the dugout as infield's going to be moved in. Going to try to cut the run down at home. Newland just trying to hit something hard here. It's going to be ball 3, well outside. Three balls, no strikes. 1 out. It's going to be ball 4. That'll load the bases for Austin Kearns. That's the third walk issued by Redwater pitching, as we'll have another visit to the mound. The mound visit has been concluded. Redwater infield will remain in with one out. Bases loaded. Kearns at the plate. It's going to go all the way to the backstop. Thomas is going to scamper home for the 6th run of the ball game. Simmons and Pepper move up 90 feet as Pepper's come in to run for Newland. So Kearns will bat with a 1-0 count. Runners on second and third now. Ball's going to go back to the stop screen again. Simmons is going to slide and be safe. So that'll be back-to-back wild pitches and back-to-back runs, and the ball game is ended. So that'll finish us up here, folks. The Eagles will defeat the Dragons 7-1 in 3 2/3 innings. Hope you join us on Tuesday night as the Eagles will face Harmony at home at Donnie Tidwell Memorial. The Eagles finish up this tournament 2-1. So we appreciate you listening.